Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Saturday, February 9th. We'll start out this morning with a quick look at the water vapor loop across the region and a couple features to pick out here. First, you'll notice a very obvious area of spin here moving inland across California. That's one low pressure system that's on its way inland. It's actually weakening. The main system that's going to be responsible for our winter storm across the region today and tomorrow is actually this feature that is currently moving from British Columbia down the Pacific coast very slowly. It's going to absorb this low pressure system that's moving in over California, and again, it's going to ramp up and become our main storm system going later this afternoon into tonight and Sunday. You can see out ahead of these features a nice stream of moisture coming in over the state of Idaho right now, indicated by that white and green shading on the water vapor loop. Looking at the regional radar loop this morning, you can actually see a little bit of that spin over here toward the left side of the screen, right up over portions of Washington and Oregon. Closer to home, though, not much going on. If you look closely, though, there are a few light radar returns being picked up here across portions of the Central Mountains, a little bit of the Snake Plain, and up into the Island Park area. That is indeed our first snow showers associated with this system that is starting to move in across the area. Expecting very light activity for the morning hours this morning, very little in the way of accumulation until things start to ramp up further as we get into the afternoon hours today. High temperatures this afternoon, warmer than what we've seen the past couple days, which I'm sure is going to feel great to many of you out there. Still holding below freezing. And even for these locations down here near Twin Falls and Burley, forecasting temperatures getting up just a degree or two above freezing, it's not going to be enough to cause any precipitation type issues. We are going to be snow for the duration of our winter storm today and tomorrow. So here's a look at the warnings and advisories that we currently have in effect. A winter storm warning is already in effect across the western Central Mountains and the Wood River Valley area. That runs until 5 p.m. on Sunday. And we've added a winter weather advisory for areas a little bit further to the east here, from Shoshone up across the Arco Desert, the Big and Little Lost River Valleys, up into Clark County and the Island Park area. That initiates at 11 a.m. this morning and continues until 9 p.m. Sunday, with the exception of the Island Park piece of this, which will continue in effect until 5 a.m. Monday morning. We don't currently have any warnings or advisories out further to the south and east. We'll take a look at those accumulations in a minute. Confidence a little bit lower as you get down into these areas about exactly how much we're going to see and when that's going to fall, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So let's take a little tour across the area and look at the snowfall amounts that we're expecting. Lots of moisture across the region with this system. Really, one of the key factors that's going to influence who's getting the snow and who's not getting the snow is going to be the winds and where the winds are focusing that moisture. We're expecting a general south to southeast flow across the region. As we started here in the Central Mountains, that south to southeast flow coming up the Wood River Valley into Ketchum and Sun Valley, also coming up the Big Lost and Little Lost River Valleys here, is going to encounter those mountains and create what we call an upslope flow, and that's going to enhance precipitation in these areas and lead to some high snowfall amounts. We're expecting pretty significant snowfall in these areas, 7 to 14 inches storm total from this morning through Sunday afternoon for the Wood River Valley, the Wood River Highlands area, the Big Lost Highlands. A few isolated amounts of 15 to 20 inches up above pass level at the higher peaks and ridge lines, 5 to 10 inches further north across the Stanley Basin and Frank Church Wilderness. We're expecting the heaviest precipitation from late this afternoon until mid-morning Sunday across this region. Heading down over toward the eastern Magic Valley, we're actually going to see the opposite effect down here. Those south to southeast winds are going to be coming down, called downsloping, off of the southern highlands here along the interstate corridor from Pocatello to Burley, also down toward Oakley. That's going to dry that air out and really hold those accumulations in check. The 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inch snowfall amounts we have indicated here are likely going to hold off until Sunday when the cold front comes through and the winds shift around. So not expecting significant accumulations down in this area. Similar situation out here in the Snake Plain from Pocatello up through Blackfoot and Idaho Falls. We're going to see those winds downsloping off the highlands here to the south and east, keeping those accumulations down across that area. And you can see those accumulations will increase as you head out toward Arco, Mackey, also Craters of the Moon, where we're expecting higher snowfall totals out in that area. Heading up into the Island Park region, we're going to see upslope flow coming up over the upper Snake Highlands here. that air rising and producing another sweet spot for this storm with some higher snowfall totals. Generally expecting accumulations of 8 to 12 inches across this region. Few spots seeing 15 inches up above pass level. Heaviest snowfall here Sunday morning through Sunday evening. Driggs, you might be sheltered just a little bit of downsloping into the valley there. Still expecting about 3 to 6 inches with a lot of that snow falling during the day on Sunday. Finally, down here in the southeast, again, this is the area where we don't have any warnings or advisories currently in effect. A little bit lower confidence in how things are going to play out down in this region. We may see a dusting to an inch or two of snow over the course of today, tonight, also Sunday morning. I think a lot of this snow that we have indicated in this graphic is going to hold off for that cold front coming through Sunday afternoon and evening. And that's when we're expecting maybe 2 to 7 inches or so of accumulation across this region. Those higher amounts up at the passes and summits, a little bit lower in the valleys. So we'll continue to watch this area and watch how the models are trending with how accumulations may play out. We will have some wind to contend with as the system moves through. Not expecting blizzard conditions, not expecting a major wind event, but certainly breezy conditions that are going to lead to some localized blowing and drifting of snow. And you can see those winds starting to ramp up Saturday, or I should say tonight during the overnight hours. Increasing further as we head into Sunday morning with some gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour across the region. Peaking Sunday afternoon, particularly as that cold front starts coming through the area. Again, 25 to 35 mile per hour gusts, and then starting to back off a little bit into Sunday evening. High temperatures Sunday, again below freezing, certainly cold enough to support snow across the region. The other key thing that we're watching for Sunday afternoon, this cold front is going to cross the region from west to east, starting during the afternoon in the eastern Magic Valley over toward Pocatello, and then into the evening hours as we get into the eastern half of the forecast area. We are seeing indications that we may experience some heavy snow squall activity along this front. There's going to be some instability in the atmosphere. We think the front will be capable of producing some heavy snowfall rates along with some strong winds as it moves through. And that could create whiteout conditions and very dangerous travel impacts across the region for a very brief period as that front moves through Sunday afternoon and evening. A little bit of a timing difference on a couple of our models with when that front is going to move through in terms of, what exact period we're expecting that to come through each particular location, particularly with our population centers here along the interstate corridor. But that's something we'll be watching closely during the day on Sunday. And again, that's where a lot of the snowfall is going to occur in our downsloped areas here along the interstate corridors. A little bit of a break on Monday, temperatures still below freezing, not expecting much in the way of snowfall accumulation until our next system begins to move into the region on Tuesday. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. If you have any questions for us, please reach out. Have a great day.